401 Radio Graffiti.
Well, how's it doing, Ghost? How's the show going tonight?
That's not that bad. I mean, I've had a lot worse, I'll tell you that.
Well, let me tell you something. You know, I was just listening to that little excerpt. You had the music. Pretty good music. I like the old stuff.
Hey, man, cheers to you. That's what, that's another component of the show that people like, that people get introduced to music they would have never otherwise have heard because people, trying to show off what they like. And I really appreciate that myself.
But, it had me thinking, how do you get the Magic Man going? What kind of juice, what kind of sauce you need these days to get the Magic Man stuff going? Because, when you're out at work, you a Ghost radio show enjoyer, it's just hard to have the juice. I feel like what's the missing ingredient, Ghost?
All right, well, let me explain, all right? Now, look, I am unlike anybody else. I became very socially aware at a very young age. When I was in kindergarten, I became very socially aware. As a matter of fact, I grew up during a time where they allowed kindergarten through, I think, 8th grade to be in one fucking school. So I would be dropped off in the area in which everybody was outside. It was the same as I think it is now. And, you wait for the first class to happen. And I was integrated with all these fucking people that were of a massive amount of age ranges. And I started observing right away. All right. I started observing what people were doing, how people were acting, facial expressions, the whole 9 yards. Okay. I think right then and there, if you're an introvert, if you're somebody that doesn't understand social dynamics or you're socially inept, try to literally put yourself into a focus scenario when sitting quietly and observing social situations. And take a look at how people are talking to others and how those others are reacting. Take a look at facial expressions. Observe these things every fucking single day of your life. This is why sitting in your fucking room and not doing a goddamn thing but playing video games and anime and shit, this is not going to help you get more social. And if you need help, this is why I try to tell people that maybe you need to get a job. All right? And if you had a job that would force you to be social, then you could be able to do what I just mentioned very easily. Very easily. But you have to be aware. And unfortunately, right now, most people have a hard time paying attention for 10 seconds. And if you can't pay attention for 10 seconds, you can't be aware of not only yourself, but aware of other people and be able to interpret their social expressions, their tenor of their voice, and then once you observe that, the reactions of others. And what I suggest to each and every one of you is take a look at all these social situations and try to grab what works. Like if you see a guy say a certain thing or do a certain thing, try to remember how he said it, the tenor he said it, how he looked, his facial expression, how he dressed, all that shit. Because believe it or not, it's not that fucking hard to socialize. It really is not that fucking hard. True Sociopath Radio? Give me a fucking break. I'm trying to help these fucking pricks. And listen, and the reason I say you be social and you incorporate what works is because that is what will get you into women. And by the way, another thing, introverts, if you're going to go up to women, don't be afraid to be rejected by them, okay? And if they reject you and it hits you in the craw or it fucking makes you have that jittery feeling and shit, remember it. Don't let it discourage you from doing it again. Just think about that scenario and say, look, what the fuck did I do wrong? What the fuck did she say? If she said you're fucking ugly, if you fucking, say, if she said you're a fucking creep or whatever, use that as feedback and say, okay, let me not try that again. All right. And look, women reject, especially attractive women, they reject at least 100 dudes a day, depending on how much they interact with the public. All right, so they're never going to remember you, all right, if they're like, oh, fuck, unless you're a creep, unless you're a real creep, they're never going to remember you you know, if they reject you, you're going to be that one guy they're never going to fucking remember. But once again, if you observe yourself going up to that, like try to look at yourself in the third person while you're doing it. And if she rejects you, try to understand why. Don't be like, oh my God. Try to understand why. If she says, oh, you're not in my league or some shit, then try to understand what your league is. Maybe you're shooting too high. Maybe, you know, I mean, you're not as attractive as you want to be to get these, I don't know, hot bitches or whatever. You know, or maybe you are hot, but you're a weirdo when it comes to conversation. Now, once you get the attraction of a woman, then that's where the game begins. All right, it's one thing to lure them in, it's one thing to attract them, and then you've got their undivided attention because you've observed all these conversations and all that. And then once you've got them, that's a whole other dynamic, and I can't tell you what to do from that, man. You got to, you know, that's why every woman says that a good man that fucks a lot of bitches has good game. Because that's what bitches love to play. They love to play games. And if you understand that dynamic, then you'll get fucking bitches all night long. Let me tell you something, dude. I don't want to brag. Please believe me. All right? I know that these fucking gay autists, which, you know, finger bang each other on fucking Discord all the time, are talking all this shit in Vaughn chat. I'm trying to tell you, young gentlemen, that want to get yourself out of a situation, and you don't know why. You need to observe yourself in a legit, non-biased, third-party perspective and observe other people and absorb that information. Absorb all of it. The facial features, the tenor of the voice, how they approach, what they were dressed like, what their hair's like, all that shit. I'm telling you, if not, you're going to end up like these fucking idiots in the damn Vaughn chat. All right, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, when, you know, if you got a day off or you're not doing anything, it's one thing to be in the Vaughn chat and, hey, Ghost, this and that. You don't want to fucking be, you know, like Ashton over there, all right, who does fucking nothing but just, you know, fucking troll and, you know, fucking goes around and, you know, has a fucking account called Big Jiggly Boobies and doesn't want to do shit with his life. You don't want to be like that fuck, all right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me get back to Radio Graffiti. I'm sorry. I just have to say these things because I want many of you young gentlemen to go out there and have some kind of joy, some kind of happiness that's outside the artificial bullshit that is video games, anime, cons, cosplay, fantasy bullshit. Jesus Christ. And fuck all you people that are like, fuck you. That's why you're alone, you lonely prick. All right? That's why you're playing with your own pecker. All right, if you were any kind of a man, you could go by yourself, like I do, I've done, excuse me. You go to a fucking bar by yourself, and because you have the confidence of going to the bar by yourself, and you're fucking drinking, and you're fucking looking around like, hey, I fucking own this fucking place. I'm telling you that, go to a bar by yourself. Before you do that, get yourself dressed up in some fucking badass outfit, all right? Look at what fucking chicks are banging. That's another social dynamic. That's why you have to be out there at least observing the social situation. Look at what people are wearing and shit. Incorporate that in your fucking fashion. Go to a homosexual. I'm talking the most feminine homosexual hairstylist you can find and tell them to do your hair that you think, like, do my hair like you would think I would be attractive. All right? Do my hair like that you would find me attractive. And I'm not fucking joking. They're going to fucking do your fucking hair. You're going to have good threads. Have a fucking gold watch. You don't need bling and shit. Get a gold watch. It doesn't even have to be fucking real. All right? It could be, I don't know, fucking a Citizens or some shit. It could be a fucking Seiko or some shit. Gold fucking watch and walk around and see what happens. All right? All of you people are clowning this shit. It's not that hard. As a matter of fact, if there's any people gank my fucking show for all kinds of content ideas, even the big streamers, do that shit. All right? Content idea, take a fucking ugly, stupid fucking neckbeard piece of shit and take him to do what exactly I said and then throw him out there in a ladies' night and see what fucking happens. All right? And look, President J, shut up, Ghost F. Stalin. Yeah, fuck you, all right? That's why you're all fucking tickling your own asses, you fucking son of a bitch. All right. I hope that helps some of you. I'm sure it's not going to help these fucking pieces of shit.